In the next 5 minutes, you'll gain the knowledge to spot whether those occasional memory slips, losing your keys, blanking on a familiar name, or pausing in front of the fridge, are simply harmless signs of aging or early red flags of Alzheimer's disease. Whether you're in your 70s or just navigating your 30s, this video will give you clear, evidence-based insights on assessing your own risk, recognizing when it's time to seek professional evaluation, and exploring the proactive steps you can take today to protect cognitive health for yourself and the loved ones who depend on you. Let's demystify Alzheimer's together and transform uncertainty into hope and action. Have you ever reached a familiar doorway and drawn a blank on why you walked through it? Or paused mid-conversation, your mind frantically searching for a name you know you should remember? Those moments of sudden forgetfulness can feel startling, even unsettling, but they don't always point to Alzheimer's. In fact, occasional lapses are common and often harmless. The difference lies in frequency, pattern, and impact on daily life. When memory glitches begin to cluster, when you're asking the same question multiple times in an hour, routinely misplacing items in unusual places, or struggling to follow a once familiar recipe, it's time to pay closer attention. Notice how you handle routine tasks that once felt automatic. Do you start cooking your favorite dish only to lose track of the next step? Do you find yourself rereading the same paragraph because the meaning has slipped away? Are you more prone to tip-of-the-tongue moments where words seem just out of reach? These subtle changes in memory and language can be the earliest whispers of Alzheimer's, signaling that something in the brain's filing system isn't working as smoothly as it used to. Emotional shifts can accompany these cognitive hiccups. Perhaps you feel a swell of anxiety when you forget an appointment, or an uncharacteristic irritability when familiar tasks become challenging. You might even withdraw from social activities because repeating stories feels awkward. Taken together, memory slips that go beyond occasional stress, difficulty with everyday tasks, and mood changes that arise from confusion. These signs form a pattern. Keeping a brief log of each incident, what happened, when, and how it made you feel, can turn vague worry into concrete information. Share that record with a healthcare professional who can help distinguish normal aging from the early stages of Alzheimer's and guide you toward the next best steps. Once you've begun to notice those early warning signs, the very next step is to shore up your brain's defenses through everyday habits. Before we explore how to strengthen your brain through daily habits, it's essential to unpack what Alzheimer's truly is, how it begins its work in the brain, and why a cure remains out of reach. In a healthy brain, neurons communicate seamlessly, passing electrical and chemical signals that underlie every memory, thought, and action. In Alzheimer's, however, this harmony unravels. Protein fragments called beta amyloid accumulate into sticky plaques between neurons, while another protein, tau, twists into tangles inside them. These abnormal buildups disrupt communication, starve cells of vital nutrients, and spark chronic inflammation, ultimately causing brain tissue to shrink and networks to fragment. Age is the greatest risk factor. After 65, your chance of developing Alzheimer's roughly doubles every 5 years. Genetics also play a part. Certain inherited variants make plaque and tangle formation more likely, but your everyday choices and health conditions matter just as much. High blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, smoking, and even a history of head injury can all tilt the scales toward disease. Conversely, mental stimulation, social engagement, and healthy habits can help offset these risks by building what researchers call cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to adapt or reroute functions around damaged areas. So why doesn't one magic pill solve the problem? Unlike diseases caused by a single identifiable pathogen, Alzheimer's arises from a complex interplay of processes: protein misfolding, inflammation, oxidative stress, vascular damage, and more. Each mechanism may dominate at different stages, and the brain's protective blood-brain barrier often blocks potential treatments from reaching their targets. While dozens of promising drugs have entered clinical trials, the sheer complexity of the disease has made it challenging to halt or reverse its course completely. Yet every research breakthrough, every new biomarker, imaging technique, or therapeutic approach brings us closer to earlier detection, more effective interventions, and ultimately, the day when Alzheimer's can be stopped in its tracks. Now, think of your lifestyle as the scaffolding that holds your mind's architecture in place, and small, consistent adjustments can make all the difference. Start at the dinner table. Embrace a Mediterranean-style approach. Colorful salads heavy on leafy greens and berries, whole grains like barley or quinoa, legumes for plant-based protein, and fatty fish such as salmon or sardines. These foods deliver antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids that fight inflammation and protect neural connections. Replace sugary snacks with nuts or fruit, season meals with brain-boosting spices like turmeric and rosemary, and keep a water bottle at hand so dehydration never dulls your focus. Next, get moving. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise each week. A brisk walk around the neighborhood, a swim, a dance class that makes you laugh. Movement increases blood flow, carrying oxygen and nutrients deep into your brain. 2 weekly strength sessions using resistance bands or simple bodyweight exercises help maintain muscle mass and metabolic health, indirectly supporting cognitive function. Don't forget balance work too. A few minutes of yoga poses or heel-to-toe walking can reduce fall risk and reinforce mind-body coordination. When the day winds down, honor your brain's need for rest. Power off screens an hour before bedtime, dim the lights, and cultivate a soothing ritual. Perhaps reading a few pages of a favorite book or practicing 5 minutes of gentle breathing. Consistent bed and wake times regulate your circadian rhythm, while deep, uninterrupted sleep allows your brain to consolidate memories and clear metabolic waste. Keeping your neurons firing also means engaging your mind and heart. Tackle a crossword, learn a handful of phrases in a new language, or pick up an instrument. Even casual practice awakens circuits that might otherwise lie dormant. Reach out to friends for a weekly coffee, join a local book club, or volunteer for a cause you care about. The social stimulation and sense of purpose you gain are as vital as any supplement. Finally, manage stress before it manages you. Chronic tension floods the brain with cortisol, which can erode the very structures that store memories. A brief daily pause, 10 minutes of guided mindfulness, box breathing, inhale for 4 counts, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4, or a quiet walk under the trees, calms your nervous system and preserves the integrity of your memory centers. By weaving together nourishing meals, joyful movement, restorative sleep, mental challenges, meaningful connection, and regular stress relief, you create a resilient foundation, one that not only slows cognitive decline but energizes your mind for the years to come. Prevention extends beyond daily habits into a broader commitment to overall health and community engagement. Keeping your cardiovascular system in top form, managing blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar through diet, exercise, and appropriate medications protects the delicate vessels that nourish your brain. Maintaining a healthy weight and quitting smoking further reduce the risk of vascular damage and inflammation that can accelerate cognitive decline. Even moderate alcohol use, limited to 1 drink per day for women and 2 for men, helps avoid the neurotoxic effects of overconsumption. Lifelong learning builds an invisible buffer against Alzheimer's. Every course you audit, whether it's a local history lecture, an art workshop, or an online language program, adds new neural pathways that your brain can draw on if disease begins to erode older connections. Picking up a guitar, trying your hand at creative writing, or mastering a new recipe all spark the same plasticity that keeps the mind adaptable. Likewise, safeguarding your senses is surprisingly powerful. Regular vision and hearing checks ensure you stay fully engaged with the world around you. When sight or sound dims, your brain works harder to fill in gaps, inadvertently hastening memory loss. Protecting yourself from injury and isolation also pays dividends. Helmets and handrails, fall-proof floors, and well-lit hallways guard against the head trauma that significantly raises dementia risk. Participating in community memory screening events and supporting dementia-friendly initiatives not only helps you stay informed, but also strengthens a network of shared resources and understanding. By championing public health measures, advocacy for caregiver support, funding for research, and safe, welcoming spaces for those with memory challenges, you transform Alzheimer's prevention from a private endeavor into a collective victory. In this way, every step you take, every connection you foster, and every bit of knowledge you share becomes another brick in the path toward a future where cognitive health is within everyone's grasp. Despite our best efforts to stave off Alzheimer's through healthy living and preventive measures, there is no ironclad guarantee that it won't emerge in some form. If you have received a diagnosis, perhaps after a blood test flagged elevated amyloid markers, a PET scan revealed plaque buildup, or a neurologist confirmed changes in memory and cognition, know that a clear course of action awaits you, grounded in the latest science and tailored to your individual needs. First, get the full picture. Simple blood tests can now suggest whether Alzheimer's changes are happening. Scans like PET or MRI can show where protein buildups are occurring in the brain. In some cases, a safe lumbar puncture, spinal tap, may offer more detail. These tests give you and your care team a roadmap for the journey ahead. Next, focus on treatments that help today. There are medications that ease memory loss and confusion by balancing certain brain chemicals. They won't cure Alzheimer's, but they can make daily life smoother for months or even years. Beyond pills, gentle brain exercises like memory games, simple puzzles, or guided apps can help your mind stay engaged. Listening to music, painting, or gardening can also spark memories and lift your mood, tapping into parts of the brain that remain strong. At the same time, ask your doctor about newer therapies. Some involve antibodies, special proteins that aim to clear the harmful buildups in your brain. Others are being tested in clinical studies around the world. Joining a study can give you early access to these treatments and helps researchers find better solutions for everyone. Finally, stay in close touch with your care team. Check in every few months to see how treatments are working, talk about any side effects, and adjust your plan together. Being open about what you hope to achieve, whether it's keeping your memory clear for family stories or staying independent at home, lets your doctors tailor care to what matters most to you. Although an Alzheimer's diagnosis can feel overwhelming, these tools and strategies turn uncertainty into choices you and your loved ones can make together. No one should face Alzheimer's alone, and when you build a circle of care, every day becomes a little brighter. Start by gathering a handful of trusted friends or family members who can share simple tasks. Cooking a favorite meal together, picking up groceries, or just sitting down for a chat and a laugh. Schedule short breaks for primary caregivers, an afternoon walk, a coffee date, or even a few hours of free time so they stay refreshed and resilient. Connecting with local Alzheimer's or dementia support groups can feel like finding a new family. You'll swap practical tips, celebrate small victories, and draw strength from others who truly understand your journey. Taking care of paperwork now isn't just practical. It's a gift of peace of mind. Advanced directives let the person you love express their wishes clearly, and assigning a trusted friend or relative to manage finances removes future worries. Looking into long-term care options today can feel reassuring, knowing you've covered tomorrow's needs. Everyday technology can become a source of comfort. Automatic pill dispensers with friendly reminders, wearable trackers that send gentle alerts if someone wanders, and simple voice-activated devices for lights or music let your loved one maintain independence and safety. At home, small changes, bright night lights, grab bars in the bathroom, clear labels on drawers, turn living spaces into havens of security and confidence. Above all, remember hope lives in the moments you share. Celebrate every clear conversation, every smile sparked by a favorite song, every old joke that still lands perfectly. Those moments remind us that love and connection transcend diagnosis. With kindness, teamwork, and a spirit of optimism, Alzheimer's becomes a path you walk together. One marked not by fear, but by compassion, laughter, and unwavering support. As you've seen, Alzheimer's may be a daunting diagnosis, but it doesn't define the fullness of the life still waiting to be lived. By recognizing those early warning signs, strengthening your brain through healthy habits, embracing prevention, tapping into the latest diagnostic tools and treatments, and surrounding yourself with a caring community, you transform uncertainty into empowerment. Each small choice, jotting down a memory slip, swapping in a handful of berries, reaching out for help, builds momentum toward a future where cognitive health is nurtured, not neglected. Now is the moment to act. If any of these insights resonated, take one simple step today. Track a memory concern in a notebook or app, call a loved one to share what you've learned, or schedule an appointment with a healthcare professional for a quick cognitive check. Share this video with friends or family who might benefit. Whether they're in their 60s or their 20s, early awareness can be life-changing. And if you haven't already, Hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss future guides on brain health, caregiving strategies, and the ever-evolving world of Alzheimer's research. Together, we can face Alzheimer's not as a passive fate, but as a challenge met with knowledge, compassion, and community. Every conversation you start, every habit you embrace, every person you support helps rewrite the story of what aging and memory can look like. Here's to a future of clarity, connection, and hope, step by step, memory by memory.